Imagine waking up one morning, looking out your window, and seeing the sun glowing a brilliant electric blue. No golden rays, no warm yellow light, just a surreal sapphire star dominating the sky. What would that do to our world? Would plants still grow? Would we all need sunglasses just to step outside? And what would it mean for life as we know it? Welcome to our cosmic thought experiment. What if the sun turned blue? Buckle up, because we're diving into a wild mix of science, imagination, and a touch of absurdity to figure out what happens when our trusty sun decides to switch up its wardrobe. Let's start with why this question even matters. The sun isn't just a big light bulb in the sky, it's the engine of life on Earth. Its light powers photosynthesis, regulates our climate, and even influences how we see the world. If it suddenly turned blue, we're not just talking about a cool Instagram filter for reality. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how our planet operates. To understand this, we need to unpack what makes the sun shine the way it does, and what a blue sun would mean for physics, biology, and maybe even our daily coffee runs. The sun's color comes from its temperature, about 5,500 at its surface. That's hot enough to emit light across the visible spectrum, but it peaks in the yellowish range, which is why it looks golden to us. A blue sun, though, would mean it's way hotter. Think 10,000 C or more, like some of the hottest stars in the universe, such as Sirius. Stars like these emit more blue light because their higher temperatures excite particles to release shorter, bluer wavelengths. So, if our sun turned blue, it's not just a cosmetic change. It's a sign that something wild is happening in its core, pumping out energy at a whole new level. Now picture this. You step outside under this blazing blue sun. The sky itself might look different, maybe a deeper, more vibrant hue, almost like you're living inside a sci-fi movie. But the real question is, how does this affect life? Plants, for starters, rely on specific wavelengths of light for photosynthesis. They're optimized for red and blue light, but a sun pumping out intense blue light could overwhelm them. Would they adapt, turning into neon green superplants? Or would they struggle, throwing ecosystems into chaos? And what about us? Human eyes are tuned to the sun's current spectrum. A blue sun might make everything look washed out or force us to squint like we're staring at a giant LED screen. Before we get too carried away, let's think about the bigger picture. A hotter blue sun would radiate more energy, potentially heating Earth's surface. Could this fry our oceans, turn deserts into glass, or make sunscreen a global currency? Or would our atmosphere filter out enough of that extra energy to keep things livable? These are the kinds of questions that make this scenario so juicy. It's not just about the sun changing color. It's about how every system on Earth, from weather to wildlife, would have to adapt to a new reality. So, where do we go from here? We've set the stage. A blue sun, a hotter star, and a world thrown into a cosmic blender. In the next part, we're going to dive deeper into the science behind this glowing blue mystery. What would happen to Earth's climate? How would plants, animals, and humans cope? And could we engineer our way out of this bizarre situation? Stick around because this is where things get really wild. For now, take a second to imagine living under a blue sun. What would you miss about the old yellow one? Let's explore that together next. All right, we're back, and it's time to crank up the cosmic weirdness. We've got a blue sun blazing in the sky, hotter than ever, bathing Earth in an eerie sapphire glow. Last time, we talked about why this happens. Our sun's temperature would need to skyrocket to emit that intense blue light, like a stellar glow-up gone extreme. Now let's dig into what this means for our planet and everything on it. Spoiler alert, it's not just about swapping out your sunglasses for blue-tinted ones. This is a full-on shakeup of life as we know it, and we're going to break it down with some science, a dash of imagination, and maybe a few laughs. First up, let's talk about the climate. A blue sun is hotter, meaning it's pumping out more energy, way more than our current sun. That extra heat could push Earth's temperatures through the roof. Picture summers where your sneakers melt to the sidewalk, and winters that feel like a mild spring day. Scientists estimate that a star like Sirius, which glows blue, outputs about 25 times the energy of our sun. If our sun matched that, Earth's average temperature could spike dramatically, maybe by tens of degrees. Oceans might start evaporating faster, turning coastal cities into steamy saunas. But here's the kicker: our atmosphere might help. It scatters shorter blue wavelengths more than red ones, which is why the sky looks blue already. Could it act like a natural filter, softening the blow? Maybe, but we'd still be roasting. Now, let's zoom in on plants. Photosynthesis is their superpower, but it's finicky. Plants absorb red and blue light to make energy, but a sun, blasting mostly blue light, could throw them off balance. Some plants might thrive, evolving into vibrant, almost alien looking versions of themselves. Think glowing ferns or purple forests. Others, though, might not keep up, leading to food chain chaos. Imagine herbivores starving because their favorite grasses can't hack the blue light, and suddenly your burger supply is in serious trouble. Scientists studying photosynthesis under different light conditions suggest plants could adapt over time, but it'd be a race against extinction for many species. What about us humans? Our eyes aren't built for a blue heavy world. Blue light is harsh. Think about how your phone's screen messes with your sleep. A blue sun could make it harder to see clearly, maybe even damage our retinas over time. We'd probably invent some killer protective goggles. Fashion opportunity, anyone? But daily life would feel like living inside a neon nightclub. Plus, that extra heat and UV radiation from a hotter sun could make skin cancer rates soar. We'd need to rethink everything: architecture, clothing, even how we schedule our day to avoid peak blue light hours. But here's where it gets fun. Could we hack this blue sun world? Maybe we'd build giant atmospheric filters to mimic the old yellow light, or genetically engineer plants to love blue light. Picture floating cities designed to stay cool, or underground bunkers where we binge watch shows under artificial sunlight. The possibilities are endless, but they all hinge on one big question: how fast could we adapt before the blue sun rewrites the rules of life? And what if this hotter sun is aging faster, heading toward a supernova way sooner than expected? That's a plot twist we'll explore next. We're not done yet. In the final part, we'll wrap this up by looking at the long-term fallout. Could life on Earth survive a blue sun permanently? What lessons can we learn from this cosmic what if? And what other weird stellar scenarios should we dream up next? Stay with us, because we're about to tie this blue-tinted adventure together and leave you with some mind-bending questions to ponder. Welcome to the grand finale of our Blue Sun saga. We've journeyed through a world where the sun glows an electric blue, turning Earth into a cosmic fever dream. We've covered the science: how a hotter blue sun would crank up the heat and flood the planet with intense light. We've imagined the chaos: scorching climates, struggling plants, and humans squinting through a neon haze. Now let's pull it all together and ask, could life survive this? What does this wild thought experiment teach us? And where do we go from here? Grab a seat, because we're about to wrap this up with some big ideas and a call to keep your curiosity burning. Let's recap the stakes. A blue sun burning at 10,000 degrees C or more would overload Earth with energy. Temperatures could soar, oceans might shrink, and ecosystems could collapse as plants struggle to adapt to a blue-heavy light spectrum. Humans would face harsh conditions. Think relentless heat, eye strain, and a serious sunscreen shortage. But life is stubborn. Over millions of years, evolution might work its magic. Plants could evolve to thrive on blue light, animals could adapt to new food chains, and humans might become masters of bioengineering, tweaking our biology to match this strange new world. Short term, though, it's a rough ride. We'd need to innovate fast. Think solar shields, climate-controlled domes, or even migrating to cooler parts of the solar system. What's the bigger lesson here? This scenario reminds us how delicately balanced Earth is. The sun's light, temperature, and distance are just right for life as we know it. Mess with one piece, like its color, and the whole system wobbles. It's a humbling thought. We're at the mercy of a star 93 million miles away. Yet, it also sparks hope. If we can imagine surviving a blue sun, we can tackle real challenges like climate change or resource scarcity. This thought experiment isn't just fun. It's a workout for our problem-solving muscles, pushing us to think creatively about our place in the universe. Now, let's zoom out. A blue sun might not happen, but stars do change. Our sun will eventually swell into a red giant in a few billion years, and other stars in the universe already glow blue, shaping their own weird worlds. Exploring this what if helps us appreciate the diversity of the cosmos. It also raises new questions. What if the sun turned red instead? Or what if we lived on a planet orbiting a blue star from the start? These are the kinds of ideas that fuel science fiction, scientific discovery, and late night debates with friends. So, what do you think? Could you hack it in a blue sun world? Would you rock those protective goggles or build a bunker to escape the heat? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear how you'd survive this cosmic curveball. And if you enjoyed this dive into the absurd and awesome, give us a like, hit that subscribe button, and share this video with your crew. There's a whole universe of what ifs out there, and we're just getting started. Next time, we're tackling another mind bender. What if every planet in our solar system was habitable? You don't want to miss it. Until then, keep looking up and wondering, what's next?